What is going on? This is Cody, and down here at the Seacrest studio, and I'm interrupting this song because we have a special edition of the latest news to keep you on the in the groove with Maya. Maya, why is this a special edition? Who do we have on video with us?
India. I'm sorry. How do you say your last name? I don't want to get it wrong.
No problem. De Beaufort.
De Beaufort.
India
Okay,
de
thank
Beaufort.
you.
We're so glad to have you. Woo! Welcome. How are you today?
I'm great. I'm so excited and thrilled to get to talk to you guys.
Well,
I'm so excited to talk to you. I'm so starstruck right now.
Well, I hear you also had a really nice chat with my husband.
Yeah.
of course, we know you from One Day at a Time and Zoe's extraordinary playlist and a ton of other things. But Maya's got a bunch of questions for you. Maya, take it away.
So who or what inspired you to start acting?
You know, it's actually funny. I wanted to be a singer before I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be Britney Spears. And yeah, as you do. And I was working as a singer on a children's TV show, primarily to sing, but also with a little bit of acting. And I was really bad at the acting part. And so that made me even more nervous to even try to be an actor. And then a few years after that, I sort of accidentally booked a role in a film called Run, Fat Boy, Run. And the director was David Schwimmer. And he told me that even though I wanted to be a singer, he thought that I should focus more on acting. Sorry, helicopter. Right overhead.
That's okay.
And I really admired him, so I paid attention, and that kind of set me down a different path.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So what's your favorite thing about acting?
Oh, getting to be somebody else for the day. It's nice to just act like you're 5 years old and imagine again.
Yeah. Yeah. So you were in the show Kevin Probably Saves the World.
Yeah.
I loved that show, and I was so upset when it ended. And yeah, I cried. So
I cried too.
Do you have any fun stories or memories from filming?
Oh man, that show has a really special place in my heart. My heart aches actually when I think about it, just because we were such a family. And as far as casts go, Jason Ritter and Joe Garcia to this day are some of my closest friends. And amongst everybody else on the show and the creators of the show, I mean, I still have crafting days with Tara Butters, also known as Tara Guggenheim. We get together and make stuff. And Chloe East, we just had, it was just a dream of a job. We really, in terms of funny stories, I'm trying to think of anything in particular. I can't think of anything specifically funny or mischievous. Jason just made us laugh on the daily. Jason was always making silly puns or throwing himself on the floor or pretending to hit himself in some funny way. You know, he's just like the constant class clown with the biggest heart on the planet. And he just kept us all going. We were all away from our families. And so Jason helped us create a new one.
Oh, that's so cool.
Also, I was pregnant. I was pregnant when I shot that show. So that in itself was kind of a cool thing to have happen.
Yeah. So you play Avery in One Day at a Time.
Yeah.
And I love how you and Todd Grinnell's character Schneider are dating.
Yeah.
Sorry. What is it like to act with your husband?
It's the most present you will ever be. Yeah, it's the best. He's really cool. He lets me share his dressing room. And and the nice thing is that before I was working on the show as an actor, we had been hanging out with the cast of the show. Did you see it? we had been, hanging out. I'd been hanging out with the cast of the show it's been 4 years now of those people are my friends. Like with a show like that, that's so critically acclaimed, we've gotten to go to a ton of award shows and really cool events celebrating the LGBTQ community. And I now have power. You're the best. I love you. And so because of that, we all are so close. So the day that I started working, it felt like I was just working with family, and my husband obviously being the closest of the pack.
Cool. So what was your favorite episode to film?
Actually, the episode that's airing on Tuesday. There's an episode airing this Tuesday night, and I love the outfit Avery has so much. It's by far the coolest Avery outfit that we've seen yet. And the scene is just a really sweet two-hander, the scene that I wear this outfit in with me and Todd, that I just really loved.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I loved the Halloween episode. I thought your costumes were so good and so funny.
Todd was in hair makeup for hours preparing for that. Hours. Watching your husband put on lashes and glittery lipstick. It was just the coolest.
Cool. Yeah, the drag race was my favorite costume.
It was epic. He had a girdle on. There was a girdle to get that dress on. There had to be this whole structural situation. It was the best.
So you've guest starred in so many shows, including How I Met Your Mother, Chuck, Castle, Veep, and Younger. Do you have a favorite project or favorite character you've played?
Veep was like a lifetime goal. Getting to work on Veep, I think every single day I showed up on set, I couldn't believe I was getting to be there. It's one of my favorite shows, and I just respect what they do there so immensely. And being able to walk onto the stage with those actors and those writers was just, oh God, if I could do that every day for the rest of my life, I would be in heaven.
Cool. So you recently guest starred as Jessica on Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. So one, I love that show and all of the music. And I actually just interviewed Skylar Aston last week.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah, he is. We've been talking on Instagram every day. So
great. Skylar's the best.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're the best too. So.
Thanks, Maya.
Yeah. So, what was it like to be a part of that show? And what was your favorite song that you performed?
I was so excited to get to join that show. It's getting to sing and dance whilst also being an actor. For me, it felt like getting to use every single bone and muscle in my body all at once and have a moment of using the most of myself, which I haven't gotten to do in a really long time. So that was incredible. And the team there, Austin Winsberg, the creator, and Mandy Moore, who's the choreographer, and Jillian Jeff, who work with Mandy, and Harvey, who does the music, and then every phenomenal writer on the show and director. The team behind the show, the crew, huge car coming by, have all created this kind of pocket of magic that the cast, which is also stunning, then gets to make music with. And the combination of everything is really a once-in-a-lifetime show. Every now and then you step onto a production and you can feel the magic, and that show is one of those shows. And for me, I loved performing Say My Name with all the backup dancers, and it was so fun. But there's something different between a solo and a duet. And getting to do the duet with John, who plays Simon, getting to work with another actor and collaborate together and that just escalates the whole thing. Having another person bring what they're bringing to the moment, coinciding with what you're bringing, just made it this really special moment in time. And the day that we shot the scene, Happier, the day we shot the performance, John and I sat sobbing in an office, I want to say for like 4 hours straight, because we were both trying to stay present in this moment of the two characters breaking up, and then get to perform this routine together in that moment, whilst you're waiting for things to get shot again and set up and lighting and stuff to happen. So we had to constantly keep coming back to this moment of devastation, and to sit opposite a person you've only known for a few months and continually stay in devastation with this person is an incredibly connecting experience. You know, we're both just sitting in a room crying, having our own, you have to find your own reason to cry. So you're on your own whilst together. It was just one of the most connected moments of my career.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was really cool. John, I will pay massive respect and homage to John for the rest of my life. I'm so grateful that it was him that I was in that moment with. My son is at the window waving to me right now. Hi, buddy. Hi.
And how old is he?
He's going to be 2 on May 18th.
Oh.
Yeah.
So just getting into everything and keeping you guys on your toes.
Oh yeah, he's climbing on a table right now and using it to jump off onto the couch. That's his favorite activity.
Do you you've worked with so many amazing actors and on so many amazing projects. I know that you had said that working with Simon Pegg on Run, Fat Boy, Run changed you from a singer to an actress. And how did that project change what you wanted to do?
It was, like I had said earlier, David Schwimmer was directing, and he felt strongly that I was taking not the wrong path, but he felt like I could really blossom in a different path. And that was a huge part of it. But the experience as a whole, I mean, I was at that point, the reason I got the job, I was with a commercial agency at the time. I didn't really have a theatrical agent, and they were having a hard time finding the roles. So they ended up casting the net wider and wider, and it landed at my agency, which didn't normally cast huge movies like that. And I ended up auditioning for David, who then decided to work with me for an hour on script analysis before giving me the part. And having somebody like him take the time to teach you how to act, and how to act comedically, because he sees something of promise and he wants to work on it. It really showed me the possibilities of what it was and what it could be to be an actor if people like David Schwimmer continually helped you and shared their gift to help you work on yours. And that was really an exciting experience. And then to be on set with Simon, who was equally as generous and kind, and they included me in everything. Even, I had a small role in the film, but they included me in cast dinners, and they included me in the premiere, and they included me in all these lovely moments that left such a huge impression on me. It was also exciting that when it was done, I wanted more.
Oh, cool. I really liked that movie. So do you have any upcoming projects you can tell us about?
We're all in a sort of weird spot of limbo right now. We were halfway through shooting One Day at a Time when COVID-19 hit. So at the moment, I am still waiting to see if the rest of the season we'll get to shoot the rest of the season or not. So that's kind of the next phase. And interestingly, we are able to audition during this time. So I have been able to audition a little bit for future projects, but every audition is kind of coming with a giant question mark, because nobody knows when those projects will be able to be shot. So much like the rest of the world, we're sort of in this strange no man's land.
Mhm. Yeah. I know it's so weird right now.
It is. It's a very unique time.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Okay. There are some days I'm like going a little crazy,
Yeah,
but then
it's
at the same time, I don't want to leave the house to like take my dog for a walk.
Yeah.
Um,
You have a dog?
yeah.
What kind of dog do you have?
He's a treeing walker hound.
Very cool. How old?
I don't know.
Kind of old.
I think 9.
9. 9's a good age. 9 is a good, calm age.
Yeah.
My dog's a forever puppy. And there are days I'm like, 9. 9 sounds great. 9 sounds like a lot of calming cuddles.
What kind of dog do you have?
A Jack Russell Terrier Chihuahua.
Oh.
They told us she was a yellow lab. They lied.
Yeah, my dog he's so weird. He's so strange.
Like your best friend, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you ever get anxiety before performance?
I get anxiety before auditions. Because the stakes are so much higher. You really want it to go the way that you want it to go, because so much can happen in an audition that can sort of take it off the rails, that there is just an ever so slight element of not being in control of the moment. And so that gives me some anxiety. But after auditioning for this long, 95% of the time, it's okay. And then every now and then, there's just something that goes wrong, and you have to sort of pull it back and find your way through. Whereas oddly, being on set, at that point, you already have the job, and it's very normal to forget your lines on set, or to have something go wrong, or to have something slip or fall and have to go back. So it feels there's less pressure. You're just kind of playing. Except for on Veep. On Veep, I was terrified every single day I had that job. They improvise a lot, and stuff comes out of nowhere, and you just have to fly by the seat of your pants. So,
what is your biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve? Oh man. I've been working on some of my pet peeves for myself. When somebody asks me how I'm doing, when I ask my son, "How you doing, buddy?" his response is always good. You know, he always is very positive, and he comes with the positive first. And I'm really working on that for myself. I really want to lead with the positive first. And I think it's really important to tell people the truth of how you are. But there are moments for the truth of how you are, and there are moments to kind of take care of your own positivity for yourself and drive through. And especially in a moment like right now, when everybody's really struggling, trying to find the positive in every single day, it takes a little bit more work. So that's my personal pet peeve I'm working on for myself.
Yeah. Is there a show that you're currently binge watching?
The Good Fight. It's so good. It's so good. It's our show of the moment. And Todd and I are glued to the screen every night. We've only got a couple episodes left, so we're starting to get sad, but that's been our quarantine binge.
Cool. Yeah, I've been rewatching Psych.
Oh, yeah? My friend Jasmine is married to Dule. And so I know that she's been playing his love interest in the Psych movie, so I'm excited to get to see that.
Yeah, I actually interviewed Dule a couple months ago.
Oh, that's cool. Well, you should interview Jasmine too.
Yeah, I've been trying. So.
Well, don't worry, Maya. We'll get that taken care of.
Okay, thank you. So, what TV show character would you want to hang out with for the weekend?
Oh, what TV show character would I want to hang out with? I love The Good Place.
Yeah.
All of them. Who else? Sex and the City. Can I just like be Carrie's best friend? Honestly, I think Zoe is a really cool character who I would love to be friends with in real life from Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. There's a bunch.
Yeah,
those are some good ones.
Yeah.
I always like change because there are just so many characters that I love, but since I've been rewatching Psych, I think I want to hang out with Sean and Gus for the weekend.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that would be a pretty entertaining weekend. So what terrible movie do you secretly love?
Oh, gosh. I can't think of anything.
Don't worry, we won't tell the actors in it that you said it was terrible.
Do you have a movie that you secretly love?
Yeah, it's called Ishtar.
Ishtar? I'll have to check it out.
It's so funny. My mom and her parents, our grandparents, went to see it when it came out, and she'd always tell us they were the only 3 people in the movie theater laughing. And they were probably like the only people who actually loved that movie. And then we watched it with her and we were like, well, you can add us to the list. So there's 5 people who love the movie.
I can't think of any specific movie that I feel the same way about. I think Todd and he likes to watch a lot of hardcore Oscar-winning dramas, and I like a lot of the lighter romantic comedy kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so, I might just be one of those people who's they're not the movies that are necessarily winning awards, but they're the movies that kind of lighten your soul and leave you with a smile inside, and that's the kind of films I like.
That's a good feeling at the end, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like considered a terrible movie, but there's also one called This Is Spinal Tap.
Oh, I'm very familiar with that film. That's a great film.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think if you like romantic comedies, then there's a Reese Witherspoon movie called Home Again.
I know that one very well, too. It's one of my favorites.
Mine too. I think I could watch it every day.
He's so great in that film.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what song would be on the soundtrack to your life?
Oh, I really like a lot of Lizzo's music right now.
It's her birthday today.
Oh, it is. Happy birthday, Lizzo.
Yeah.
It's just so funky. Like, I really like Juice. I play it in the car and I have a dance party by myself.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, forever and always. And maybe I'll just throw in some Britney Spears for good measure, just to be 16-year-old me again. But if I'm being really honest, I would say Todd is a huge music buff, and we listen to a lot of the Grateful Dead, the Allman Brothers, Van Morrison, and Tupelo Honey is a song that plays on repeat in our house. So if I'm talking about the actual soundtrack of my life, I would say anything from Astral Weeks by Van Morrison is the actual soundtrack of our lives.
Cool. Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Ben Platt lately.
Oh, yeah.
Which I always like have his music on playlists.
He's
but
so talented.
Yeah. I don't know. I've just been like that, and like every song from Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist has been on a loop.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yesterday there was one of Ben Platt's songs that I don't know. Last night I was just in like that kind of mood where I just played same song on a loop.
Yeah.
For like half an hour, and I drove my sister crazy. But at one point I was just telling her, now I'm just doing it to annoy you. So
Do you ever, I found it a really peaceful way to listen to music is at night when everybody goes to sleep and I get into bed, I put my headphones on and listen to songs that, make me feel emotionally connected. And lying there in the dark while everyone else is asleep with your headphones in and your eyes closed, listening to music completely changes the way you hear a song.
Oh.
Have you ever tried that?
Yeah, I did a while ago, but I stopped because all my music is on my phone and I always leave it downstairs.
Right. That's good. I need to be better at that too.
So, do you have a motto or quotation that you live by?
I like work hard, be kind. I just read one the other day, and I'm going to not say this right at all. But Basquiat, the artist Basquiat, has a quote, and somebody's going to correct me somehow, but it's something along the lines of, art decorates the walls, but music decorates time. My son just opened the front door. And my dog's like, let's go outside and play. And I just love the idea of that. Like, art decorates what we visually see, and music decorates time. It decorates sort of the air and essence of being. I just loved that quote. I thought it was really beautiful.
Oh, yeah, I like that. So my last question for you is, who do you consider to be a real-life superhero and why?
I would say right now, everybody who's working on the front line, the health workers. My cousin Maria is a care worker, and she's had a real struggle getting hold of PPE materials, and we just sent her some masks, which I'm hoping arrive any day soon. But yeah, everybody who's out there helping people get groceries and taking care of the elderly and working in our hospitals, those are our real life superheroes right now. If we're talking outside of pandemic, I'm going to go with my mom. My mom was a single parent who raised 2 kids. And now that I am the mom of a 2-year-old who's fortunate enough to be co-parenting, I do not know how she did it. So all of the single parents out there who are raising children, especially right now, I am just in awe of you. And raising kids is one of the hardest things anyone will ever do. So to do it alone, single dads and single moms out there, you are the superheroes.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. My mom is a single mom, so.
What's her name?
Sheila.
Sheila, you are a superhero. Mad respect to you and huge love. What an incredible human being. And she has made a fine young daughter who I think is just so incredible and smart and lovely. So mad props to Sheila for everything that you are and all of her strength to create you.
Oh, thank you.
Very
I'll
sweet.
tell her you said that.
Please do.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you so much for calling in. I had so much fun talking to you.
Oh, it was my absolute pleasure. I was so thrilled to be asked. And I hope we also stay in touch on Instagram.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe we can start a group chat with Skylar and do it together.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And just know that you always have a home here at Seacrest Studios. And if you're ever in Colorado, feel free to stop by. I'm sure all the kids here would love to meet you. Oh,
My mom's getting a picture.
she's sneaking in.
Sorry. I'm here.
How are you?
Picture.
That was mom photobombing the interview. All
Sheila,
right.
Just talking about how phenomenal you are and how much I respect what you have done with Maya, and you are an incredible human being, and what a beautiful soul you have made.
You just made my day.
I'm so glad.
And I think you are fabulous.
Todd and I would love to get to meet you someday. So if we ever are in Colorado, we would certainly love to come by and get to talk to you in person.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for spending so much time with Maya and with all the kids here at Children's Hospital Colorado. We appreciate you, and we look forward to your next episode. You said it's on Tuesday, right?
It's on Tuesday night, and to all the kids in the hospital today, I just wanted to say hi and send my love and commend all your bravery and your strength, and tell you that you are awesome human beings, and I'm so glad that you have this incredible radio station to listen to and get to hear positive stories, and I'm sending big love your way.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye!